Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is, what do you want? Do you really, really want? We are so full of desires and things that we think we want, and we're working really hard to get the things we want, or we feel really miserable or frustrated that we don't have these things that we think we want. And when you get them, you're not happy either. You're frustrated because they're not exactly what you asked for, or you asked for it but that's not what you meant, or we're always in this kind of state of perpetual not having. And when you break it down, when you break down what your desires all are, and if you really look at behind all of that, it's got nothing to do with the thing you think you want. It's got nothing to do with the amount of money you feel like you need to have. It's got nothing to do with the relationship you do have or you don't have. What you're really going for is whatever the feeling is behind that. I want to feel prosperous and abundant. I want to feel loved. I want to feel happy and satisfied. And you think the outside thing's going to make that happen. And this isn't as simple as, well, go for the feelings, or if you sit and meditate long enough, you'll be able to conjure that feeling up inside you. What it really is that you already are all that as consciousness, and that you already have all of that as consciousness. And when you can acknowledge that you are consciousness, suddenly you're able to access that feeling. Suddenly you're able to love what is, appreciate everything that is in your life and in your world. As consciousness, you're creating this reality. Everything that you see in this reality, as contracted or as expansive as it is, you are creating it, and you have created it already. Anything you want or desire is already in your sphere. You already have it. It may not be right in front of your face, but you already have it. When you can shift your perspective to that you are consciousness, it changes your whole experience with life. And you're in love with all that is, and all that you have, and all that you don't have. It's the ultimate in acceptance. It's the ultimate in having this, the ability to have. You're in love with all the people that are in your sphere. So you're fulfilled with relationship, whether or not there's somebody there who can keep you warm in bed at night. And here's the other thing about that, is that when you acknowledge yourself as consciousness, and when you shift your perspective of being in the world to being consciousness manifesting through form, then there isn't anything that you need. There isn't anything that you want, and there isn't anything that you lack. It's all perfect. It is a weird thing. It took me a long time to really wrap my comprehension around it, because I couldn't understand not wanting to change, fix, or manipulate everything outside there. I couldn't understand not being in charge of my manifestations. I was pretty good at manifesting things. I'm still pretty good at manifesting things. It's just really different, and what manifests now is beyond what I could have ever imagined, because my imagination was actually pretty limited. Most of our imaginations is pretty limited, even if you think your vision board is 6 feet tall. What you end up having in your life and creating in your life is more perfect than you could have imagined and more right for you than you can imagine. There's no struggle. There's no effort. There's just enjoyment. Your starting place for all this is how you are being, but how you're being doesn't require effort or stepping into an imagined aspect of yourself. It simply is being the essence of who you are and realizing the essence of who you are is greater consciousness. It's really quite an amazing reorganization that happens when you do that. Your life reorganizes in ways beyond what you could possibly imagine, in ways more perfect than you could have manipulated it yourself. So really there's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to try. It's just being consciousness. Just shift your perspective to consciousness from whatever body, personality perspective you've been viewing things through. And the clue on how you know that you've been viewing things as body, personality is, does it feel uncomfortable? Is there effort? Is there angst? Any of those things are a big indicator that you're viewing them through the lens of your body and your personality and not the greater aspect of who you are. Because when you are in the space of who you are, consciousness, being consciousness, it's all good. There's no effort. It's all unfolding in your favor. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show and podcast. I have a weekly blog and newsletter. I do meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Bellevue, University Place, and Tacoma. And I also do monthly webinars. I coach people from around the world through Zoom and Skype and by phone. So if you want to know more about how to navigate your life as consciousness as easily and effortlessly as I described it, go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and look at my coaching programs. So go to joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you in another few days with another Mystic Minute.